Season's greetings and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. We welcome you via Zoom due to the current pandemic crisis. I'm your new host, Sandy Smith. I work with the Montgomery County Volunteer Center as a senior advisor. Today, we will be speaking with Lynn Andreas Arndt, CEO of BlackRock Center for the Arts, home to the Up-County Consolidation Hub. Welcome, Lynn.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for having me, and thank you for featuring this program.
Thank you for joining us. Please tell us about Montgomery County's Holiday Giving Project.
The program started, I think, more than 30 years ago. I don't know the exact year, but I do know that it is probably one of the best examples of a public-private partnership that exists. It is the perfect program for you to feature today on how to make a difference, because the program itself, in a very simple, chaotic model, brings together different organizations, nonprofits, congregations, Girl Scout troops, Boy Scout troops, individuals, all that want to give during the holiday season. And it's all run under an umbrella of the county. It's a very simple program. The county itself is divided into zip codes, and families are referred to the program from any number of sources, and that includes school counselors, Housing and Opportunities Commission, rental programs, Head Start, any different referral source. It's very informal. If somebody in a position feels like a family needs assistance during the holidays, they get referred to this program. The county itself generously operates a database that collects all the information, consolidates it, eliminates duplicates, and pulls together different holiday giving providers. So organizations step up and say, I will cover this zip code, or I will take 400 families in this zip code. And at the end of the day, the county is divided up according to zip code with all these different partners. And I think this year, like most of the years, there's over 30. And they all work together. Every provider provides what they're able to do. Some do gift cards, some do baskets of food with gift cards, some do baskets of food with turkeys. It's all up to the provider, and they decide how it's distributed.
How many families are involved, and how do you identify those in need? I know there's a database, but where do the names and the recommendations come from?
Well, that's where all the referrers come in. Those are the school counselors, faith communities can call up. We have families that need assistance. HOC, the Housing and Opportunities Commission, they know their caseload, they know their families. So the referrals come in a fairly informal way based on that particular referral person. No one really has to prove that they are poor, because the people that are referring are all pretty much professionals, and will say they know their clientele, and they know that they could use the help during the holidays. Okay. So everything goes into the database. It's all divided up, and different organizations decide this is how we're going to do it. This is what we can do this year for Thanksgiving. And it's a massive effort. This year, I think that there's about 10,500 families throughout the county that'll be served for Thanksgiving, and that number will increase to about 12,000 for Christmas, for the December holidays.
Are those your typical numbers, or have they increased significantly because of COVID?
The numbers have gone up. As need has gone up, the numbers have gone up this year. It's always been a very robust program, but the numbers are going up. But it's complicated by COVID because it's harder to serve right now.
Yes.
Many of the providers have already stepped up since March to address food insecurity, and they're providing food on a weekly or monthly basis to families. So their resources have been stretched thin already.
Yes.
The other problem, and it's a real one, is volunteers. This program depends heavily on volunteers. Volunteers to collect food, to donate food, to collect gift cards, and then to distribute it. And every provider does it differently, but some would have days where families would come and pick up. And we have to be really careful about how we have to keep our volunteers safe. So there's the additional stress of how to distribute the donated baskets of food or the gift cards in a safe way. Many are transitioning to just gift cards and mailing them, but it's definitely added, just like everything else with COVID, it's added an extra layer of stress for
Yes.
organizations that have done this for years. And I can't speak enough about how wonderful every one of them are. I'm sure that the Montgomery Serves.org website has a list of the providers and can connect people with them. But some of these groups have been doing it since the very first years, and they do it. It's a labor of love. It's an exhausting process. I know personally that when I first started at Community Reach, my holidays have never been the same. The first year I did Thanksgiving, we distributed a couple hundred turkeys, and it was fine, except for I forgot to take my turkey out of the freezer, and I had to go buy a cooked turkey for my family. I was mortified. It was like I completely forgot about my turkey. But it does change how you feel about the holidays because you see such need. Some of the families, a number of the families that receive, this will be what they get for the holidays. The toys that you give, the gift cards you give, the meal that you give, that's the holiday that they get.
Right.
And so while doing that, it's incredibly rewarding to everyone that participates in it, not just the providers, but everyone who donates to this program. I think it's more important right now than ever for people not to feel helpless, that they can make a difference in someone's life. And I think this is an ideal way for parents that are dealing with the Thanksgiving and not being able to bring their children together. Let's create a holiday for someone else.
So would you prefer people donate physical items such as, I don't know, gifts, clothing, etc., or would you prefer monetary gifts, gift cards? Because of COVID, and I'm sure many people are afraid to go out, and then I'm sure it makes it difficult collecting actual physical items. Which would you prefer?
Well, I think every organization is doing it. So to be honest with you, donations of cash always gives the provider the ability to gives them purchase power to get what they need specifically.
Mm-hmm.
But gift cards as well. We can always, all the providers can use gift cards for food for the families that they're providing for. I know numbers will probably, like BlackRock, we have a box outside for accepting donations and people can drop off. Some of the organizations are open, so because of the work that they do daily. At the Montgomery Serves.org website, the different providers are there, and there's a phone number that can be called. It's 240-777-2600, and the staff there can help you connect with the different organizations. It's important to match what families can and want to do with the various organizations, and some want to help organizations in their neighborhood. So it's a great program that will match donors with potential providers.
Great.
Here at BlackRock, our hub is doing about several hundred families for Thanksgiving, and the same number for Christmas. Toys for Tots plays a big role, and they'll be collecting toys at all the sites, and the different providers can get toys from Toys for Tots. But it's an extraordinary program, and it just comes together because of the spirit of all the different providers and the families, because everyone wants to make a difference. And especially this time of year, people really step up.
Why don't you give us that number one more time, Lynn, just so that people can make sure that they got it?
Sure, it's 240-777-2600.
So thank you very much, Lynn, for joining us and explaining the project for us.
I do hope that that people, right now, people need to feel like they can do something to help other people, and this is the perfect way to do it, and involve your children in it, especially this time of year when kids are struggling.
Yes.
This will help them make a difference in another child's life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you for all your support.
We've been speaking with Lynn Andreas Arndt, CEO of BlackRock Center for the Arts. Thanks for joining us today, and continue giving during the season of giving. If you're interested in volunteer opportunities, please go to our website, montgomeryserves.org. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and thank you for joining us. And let's be sure to make a difference.